What's up, everybody? This is a Matinee Minute where we talk for so much more than a minute, but so much less than an episode. I am Akili.
I am Justin.
How are you, friend?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. As some people might know, I made a move.
Right.
So this is a new recording space right now, and I got to say, so far, it's working out. I would love to, I'm going to snap a picture of it one day when it's ready, because I'm going to put up some posters and some other things, but I have this cool bookshelf put up where I have some little bobbleheads and some other little things so I can look at some cool things while I record. And then I'm talking into a corner and I'm by a window and I have some plants and this is nice. Things are nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Make it your own.
Yeah. And the place is cool. I like it.
Dig it.
Yeah, man.
Dig it.
How are things on your end?
Good. You know, getting ready for a Southern Renaissance Fair.
Oh, boy.
So the Southern Fair. No, not the Southern Fair. I mean, you saw that we had record numbers at Northern, so Southern's going to be nuts.
Facts.
Absolutely nuts.
Facts.
Hopefully. Or people are just going to be like, we're done.
Over it.
So,
so over it. We had time.
2022 is like,
we had
can't
time to
do that
think.
whole Renaissance thing.
Over it.
so
Totally like, done with turkey leg. God, so
Oh,
much.
turkey leg will never die.
no, that'll keep going.
It's like churros at Disneyland.
Right.
It's what you do. Go to Renaissance Fair, you get a turkey leg.
The guy who used to do the churros at the Renaissance Fair was offered to have his likeness and his recipe at Disneyland, and he turned it down.
Well, I'm sure he had really good reasons. I used to hear things like that and I used to go, why is he crazy? But then, like, after Dave Chappelle turned down like $50 million because he was just like, yeah, nope, it's going to be bad. I'm just like, oh, okay. Maybe he had good reason.
There it is. Or maybe he just didn't like Disney. I don't know.
Sure. Or maybe Disney was like, oh, yeah, we are going to own that. And then you can't.
His
sell-
likeness. Yeah,
right.
they're going to give him money for his likeness
Yeah.
and for his recipe.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that he gets to go there and be like, look at me.
Correct.
And I get to come in. You know, it's like
Correct.
we buy your face and we buy your recipe. Bye-bye.
Right.
So that's probably what it was, and that's probably why he went, oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
I'm okay. Thank you.
It's one thing to go like, hey, we're going to take your likeness and your recipe and then we're going to sell it. It's another thing to go, hey, do you want to sell your shit in our park? And we'll make you fucking like an exclusive deal where you just sell them in our park, but you're the guy. And
Right.
shit. Like, yeah, that's a better offer. So yeah,
Right.
I get it.
There it is.
I'm pretty sure that it was a good check, but that's like a one-time check. Like I'd rather talk about like, no, how can I continue this monetary flow from you, Disney?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so-
absolutely.
I'm guessing that's probably why I turned it down.
Yep. Aren't you all interested in that, folks? Aren't we entertaining you right now?
And that was our minute about churros, everybody.
Goodbye. So let's explain to them what the Matinee Minute is at this point.
We should indeed.
Basically, what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be doing some smaller episodes, like Akili said, much more than a minute, but less than an episode. So we're going to start talking about things as they come out. So that way we can start speculations. We can all start thinking about what can happen next. You know, like, oh, it's totally going to be this person. You know, we'll make it fun. So we're going to probably start that off. We're going to start that off today and let you all know how we're starting it. And but we're going to I believe the main focus is going to be for Obi-Wan coming up. But we'll do other Matinee Minutes, I'm sure, before that. Yeah.
And
So-
we're probably going to squeeze in there some maybe like longer episodes if we're focusing on like a movie and we just want to knock the movie out, but it would be more of a format of just like, instead of doing like a news and then the thing, it'll just be like, hey, we're going to jump right into this movie. And this is what we liked about it, didn't like about it. Might not go like scene for scene, shot for shot, but we'll just give a nice little like, hey, overall, bleh.
Yeah, you know.
Because we're definitely gonna be talking about the Batman coming up, so that's gonna be a thing that we're definitely gonna talk about. So yeah,
Just think of this as your lunch break podcast
Yeah.
episodes. You know, you're on your lunch break and you want to listen to us. You know, you don't have to be like, hey, I can't listen to 2.5 hours. in 30 minutes.
And I don't want to.
You're skipping ahead, listening to it like on time or speed and a half, whatever they call that.
Just every time we go off topic, people are just like, fast forward, fast forward.
Get back to the subject. So at that point, yeah, maybe you can squeeze a 2.5 hour episode into 30 minutes, as long as you skip through everything where we sidetrack.
Right.
Yeah.
But what's the fun in that?
I don't know.
Come on.
Why does everybody want to get straight to the point? If I want to talk about Star Wars, it's just inevitable that we're going to talk about something completely off subject. Pies. Pies are good.
But
yes,
what we're going to talk about in this matinee minute, first off, we're going to talk about good old Book of Boba Fett real quick.
The Book of Mando Fett, yes.
Man, who are you telling?
I mean, we're not going to get into the whole series, especially since this is a matinee minute.
Correct.
But we are going to give our opinions, folks.
Yes.
And I will start off by saying that I really was enjoying how it was starting. I thought that it was off to a good start with the first 3 episodes, even the first 4. Then things veered off. How about you? What did you think?
Same.
Yeah.
I remember ending episode 4 when he's having the little council, and he's basically just like, you either riding with me or get out of the way when the Pikes fucking come. Like, don't team up with them and shit. Like, just,
right.
Let me do my thing. They have that meeting, and like, do you trust them? It's like, well, I trust them to fucking follow their own self-interest. It's like, we're going to need some muscle. Oh, I know where to get it. End of that episode, I'm like, man, like, this has like a real like mafia feel to it. Like, I feel like he just had a meeting at the table with all the Dons, and he's like, yo, this is my territory. I know y'all feel a certain way about it after the Hutts, but I'm going to war with the Pikes. Either you roll with me or this and that. So I was like, oh man, this is gonna be great. And then episode 5 starts, and this meatpacking thing, and it's like, oh look, it's Mandalorian. And I was like, okay, that was a cool scene. And then it
keeps going. It really keeps going. Yeah, no, I would have really enjoyed to see that whole episode with the Mandalorian. Spoilers, by the way, folks. But with that whole episode with the Mandalorian in the Mandalorian series.
Right.
And really, what purpose did it serve other than to show off Grogu and what he can do, and now kind of Mandalorian and what he can. It's just like, leave them out of it. That's my opinion. Leave them out of it completely and have a Boba Fett story. Have him call other bounty hunters. You create a couple new ones and then pull out of the actual universe certain characters that we haven't seen since Empire Strikes Back, when they're all just lined up, or other characters that might be from the comic books in between that you can pull out of Legends and actually bring it to canon. There were some things that were added even in the final episode. Again, spoilers, folks. That, the classic spin that Robert Rodriguez adds into all of his movies, the spin and shoot.
I know what you mean. I know what you're saying.
That he puts it in everything. I mean, everybody did it in Desperado and Once Upon a Time in Mexico. I mean, they had Depp doing it a lot too. But everybody would just all of a sudden spin lower to the ground and then shoot. And usually there's a purpose to it. And then what happened in this one, there was none. He could have fired twice while he was spinning. Just immediately raise your arm and fire. But no, he had to spin and shoot. I'm like, well, that looked silly. There's certain times where it looks cool because there's a purpose, but if there's zero purpose to it and you could have just raised your arm and started shooting, now you're just showing off. So
maybe that was the point.
Yeah, I mean, the character maybe. I mean, they do wear some very flashy things all over their body and ride some extremely colorful bikes, which made everybody call them the Power Rangers.
That was the slowest street chase I've ever seen. I was yeah.
You see people like get out and run next to them, like, hey, hold on a second, I'll get him.
Like these, I'm halfway through. I'm just like, wow, this thing is still going, and they're still just kind of puttering through this thing. Like, yeah, I feel like somebody could run faster than
Right.
than that. That was a slow little thing. I was like, the train thing was more exciting than this. I'm like, we didn't need this, but
Right. Well, I mean, there was.
I get it.
I get that they were actually filming and then, actually had them on bikes that were probably on cranes, attached to cranes that were pulling them along on cables. But what it looked like was they were filming it on set with the bikes attached to cranes that were being pulled along on cables. So when they saw that in the footage, why did they not think, hey, we should do something about this? Unless they were just really pressed for time. And also, they were filming during COVID. Yeah. So maybe they were just like, let's just get this out there.
Yeah.
This is the best.
Something that's already,
this looks
maybe
fine.
already unavoidable. Like, we've already set up this is how we said we're going to do it, and it didn't look the way we thought it was going to look. That's as good as we're going to make it look. Great. There's other things to worry about. Go.
There's also speeding up the footage. They've done that. We've seen it before in many movies since the 70s, folks. So just speed it up a little bit.
But that's my opinion. And that's why we're here. This is why we're here. This is why we're here.
So.
Is that not why we're here? Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?
I don't want to make it seem like I dislike the Book of Boba Fett when I say these things. It was fine. It was good.
Right.
It definitely wasn't one of those, like, when people are like, oh, you have to watch the Book of Boba Fett. I feel like the people who are like, you have to watch the Book of Boba Fett were Mandalorian fans. I am, but like, I was just really getting into where they were going with the Book of Boba Fett.
Right.
And I feel like the trajectory changed. And I was like, oh, I feel like I had to switch gears.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you were like at a different function. You ever been to a function? It's got like different pieces of music playing in different rooms, and like you're in one room and you're like, oh, okay, this is nice. Oh, let me see what's going on in this room, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm in a different party. Shit, let me switch gears. Oh shit.
Right.
That's what it just felt like. Like, oh, okay, we're now going to focus on Mandalorian, and now we're focusing on okay. But I was so getting invested in Book of Boba Fett. When are we going back to that story? And yeah, I feel like those episodes that focus, especially like, I joked with you before when Mando lands and he's talking to Ahsoka, and again, spoilers, everybody. Like, when he lands, he's talking to Ahsoka and this and that, and he leaves, and Luke turns to Grogu and he's just like, now let's continue trading. I was like, no, let's get back to the Book of Boba Fett. And then, like, when they're building the ship, I'm like, what are we doing? What's Boba Fett doing? Why are we watching him build this ship?
Right.
Because I got really invested into it. But, it was Book of Boba Fett was my overall opinion. Since we're not going to break down a lot of it, there's a lot of stuff in there that I really enjoyed. And so I thought it was fine. But yeah, those certain things could have been saved for his own show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I would have liked to have just seen this stuff in The Mandalorian. But just Luke Skywalker would have fit in there better because he was at the end of season 2 of Mandalorian. That whole scene with him putting his ship together would have been just a perfect first episode.
Yeah, I agree.
And they just lead right into your series.
Episode 5, his episode, like with the Return of Mandalorian, that would have been a perfect episode 1.
Yeah, because it's called The Return of the Mandalorian.
Right.
It just seemed like they were filming it and then they just said, well, what if people don't like it? Well, then let's just put Mandalorian and make them like it. And it made just me kind of go, oh, I like it, but not here.
Pick up Mando Fett.
Of course, we've been saying spoilers through this whole thing. We should have said that at the beginning, but that's okay. You're still here.
Yes.
I really enjoyed Cad Bane. And I really hated how they killed him at the end, even though...
He's not dead, Justin.
I know, but if he is officially dead...
He's in stasis.
Something. Well, he does have those breathing tubes right there are made so that way. He has a tube in his throat that makes it so a Jedi cannot collapse his larynx and everything. And just like his throat is not collapsible by Jedis. Very strange, but they can't do it. And it also makes it so he can breathe in space if need be.
I think it makes perfect sense.
Because the tubes itself are just supplying oxygen.
Who's one of the baddest dudes in the galaxy? A dude named Darth Vader, man. Well, Darth Vader, man, what does he do? Man, gonna choke you, man. Well, we're gonna change that real quick.
Right?
Can't have that.
Nope.
And now he talks like this. What happened? You met Cad Bane just talked real normal. And then he gets the fucking procedure and he's just like, oh, what the hell happened to my voice?
Right. Or he definitely does sound like that. There are episodes in Clone Wars and Bad Batch where he doesn't have the tubes attached to him. So it's like you look at it and go, okay, it's an optional look.
Mm-hmm.
But the look, going back to looks, I think they nailed it. Everybody was out there going, his head needs to be more blue.
Yeah, you were telling me there were some negative opinions about it, but I'm whatever.
I mean,
Didn't bother me.
I say pick your battles. If anything, the Grand Inquisitor, for what we're about to talk about next, looks way less like the character than he did in Star Wars Rebels than he does in the live action version. And I mean, they could have done something. People are even putting up new versions of him, but yeah. But going back to Book of Boba Fett, I enjoyed how it started. I didn't want them to add Mandalorian in it, but they did. And it just completely turned it into something different. And then the final episode was terrible.
Did you not like the final episode?
No, it was so bad. They were doing some of the dumbest shit. Okay, quickly getting into the final episode.
Yeah, I think that's what happens. I think, I think that final episode, much like Star Wars, much like the third Star Wars, like this is what happens when you've put yourself into a certain corner. It's like, well, and it's also what happens when you try to squeeze a lot of things into a final episode because you've wasted a couple episodes seeing what Mando's doing instead of Boba Fett piecing some shit together. So
right,
yeah.
But my main gripes aren't writing yourself into a corner. My main gripes are, I guess, maybe the director's choice and even the choice for action. First point, when you have what look like giant walker gunner droids, I think they're called like scorpion droids or something, coming at you with shield generators around them. In Star Wars, if you fire a gun at a shield generator, it does fuck all. If you throw a grenade or launch a rocket at a shield generator, it does fuck all. Now, in this episode, they decide to constantly shoot at these giant things while staying in one place behind something that is quite explosive, all together, shooting at this thing, and nothing's happening. Go figure. So then Boba Fett decides to bend over and shoot his rocket. And I know that sounds weird, but it's true. That's how he does it. He bends over, shoots his rocket, and fires it at the shield generator. We've already established that it does nothing.
It does fuck all? Who saw that coming?
Right? So there's this giant cloud of smoke, and they're all just stopping, looking at this, not even firing, because I guess maybe they thought they shouldn't anymore. But they're just looking at this giant cloud of smoke, thinking, did it work? And then they come through with the shield generator still on, firing at them. At that moment, they said, we need to get away, and then somebody says, we need a distraction. And I'm thinking about, like, oh, you mean the 10 seconds when you were all just jaw-droppingly staring at this frickin' cloud of smoke? Where they couldn't see you? Where they weren't even firing at you because they couldn't see you through this giant thing of smoke? Like that distraction?
That's pretty funny, actually.
So then their distraction ends up being Boba Fett and Mandalorian flying in, firing from above, and then they land in one spot directly in the middle, surrounded by everybody else, and they just keep firing, getting shot to shit. Not one of them thinking, we should move.
They have this Butch Cassidy Sundance moment where they're just like...
Dude, save that for the very end of the fight.
Getting shot at, yeah.
You save it for the very end of the fight, and then somebody else comes in, tackles Boba Fett, and then they get into a fight, and it's Cad Bane, and then you get this quick little show off, like, oh, you want to do this? Let's go, and then... But no. These well-established bounty hunters who are badass, who have been just like, they have a name for themselves, all of a sudden they don't know what they're doing. It made no sense. And then adding in the lady who runs that little landing port.
Yeah.
And the comic relief aspect of all of that, where she's just screaming like, ah! And then, like, we gotta get out of here, you stupid droid! Whoa! And then she falls and, like, she has to spit out a tooth.
Yeah.
Which looked like a piece of gum. And then she has this, like, missing front tooth now, where it's like, look at me, I'm the comic relief! It's like, we don't need to add Disney Goofy into this, please. Come on, can we not?
She felt a little forced.
Oh, a lot of that episode felt forced.
It's one of the things about when they're building the ship, and it's just like, I remember I told you, I was like, I feel like we got that whole scene just so we could hear her talk to a Jawa that she used to date.
Oh, yeah, how furry they are.
Because I'm sure some people just went, she dated a Jawa and she can speak it, crazy. I'm just like, we don't need this. Can we speed this along? It wasn't for me. I mean, but you're also talking to a dude where every time Grogu's on screen, I'm just like,
Yeah, but they also added in the fact that she's basically describing Jawa porn, because she describes how furry they are, and then at one point kind of does this tongue thing where she's like, furry. And I just went, did we just add, like Jawa porn into fucking Star Wars? What are we doing? Why are we doing this?
Just wait for the fan art. Wait for the parody porn.
By the way, Jawa porn. What? There's got to be a Disney thing. It's got to be a Disney thing. They're like, can we add a dick in the poster? No. Can we talk about Jawa porn?
Sure, Larry, have your joke. Yes. Pleasing one writer, and they're like, yes, got it. Got my joke in there.
We got to have a wisp of dust on Tatooine that if you freeze frame it, it spells out the word penis. We've done sex. Let's add penis.
That's funny.
So overall,
yeah, enjoyable.
Yeah, I don't need to go back and watch it. Like they said, once you're done watching it, you're gonna want to go back and watch the whole thing, because it'll open your eyes to what's actually going on. And I went, I think they had a plan before they did these interviews, and then they changed it, because there had to have been something that would have made them say these things. Because
I don't know. I mean, you have to promote it, right?
But I wouldn't have made them actually. Personally, if I'm going to be honest with my fans, and yes, I'm going to get paid, but I'm not going to say something that's going to make them go, "Hey, you lied to me," unless you're getting paid a whole lot of money.
I mean, that's
which
the thing.
They are.
They are. That's the thing. You can say that when you get paid a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Overall, Book of Boba Fett could have been better. I enjoyed the first 4 episodes, and I wish they had done something different. That's my opinion.
Yeah, my opinion, I enjoyed it. I wish we'd have gotten an entire show about Boba Fett instead of it being hijacked a little halfway through. But I'm looking forward to just seeing the story continue. I want to see Ahsoka's show. Man, one thing, my last thing I'll say, one thing I could have used a whole lot more of.
Tuskens?
And it is my favorite part of the entire show. It might be sad that this is my favorite part, but this is just what speaks to me, is when Luke is standing there with Ahsoka and they're talking about Grogu. And Luke says something along the lines of like, I don't know if he's ready, or I don't think he's really into it. And Ahsoka gives him this real just deep look, so much like your father. And I was just like, oh yeah, let's go. More of that.
We're going to get that because, we have Hayden back.
What a perfect segue.
Bum, ba, bum. Not only back for Obi-Wan, but he's also back for Ahsoka. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Now, whether he's going to be Force Ghost Anakin, or if he's going to be, Anakin flashback, or possibly Darth Vader flashback, or all of the above, remains to be seen, but we will see it.
Man.
But, segue. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
They gave us an awesome trailer.
They did. I quite enjoyed it.
It's a good trailer. It feels like a movie trailer. It doesn't feel like a show.
Right. Well, I mean, to some, I've talked to my brother, and he said that it to him felt like what was his words? I'm paraphrasing, but I'm going to say it as close to what he said as possible. It looked like basically a TV show spin-off of a Star Wars movie. And I went, it is. Because that's what it is. And he goes, exactly. And I went, what are we doing here?
What are we talking about?
Right.
Like, is that bad? Is that, I don't...
When you have a certain budget, when you're doing something during a pandemic, when you're filming something on something that is not actually, I mean, there's some stuff that, yes, is going to be on location, but a lot of it was in what I keep forgetting what they call it. It's not the studio, but whatever it is, the room that is completely surrounded by nothing but LED screens or LCD screens, which makes it so that way they can use the technology that they use for video games.
Yeah.
I forgot what something engine. Real Engine?
I think Unreal Engine? I don't know.
Something like that, yeah.
Maybe.
Where they can use it so that way when the camera is moving and the actor is moving, the background is moving with wherever the camera is moving. So that way it all looks legit and still framed. But if you were to look at the way the background is moving from just a standalone point, you would watch it and see that the background itself is moving. So it's awesome technology. But this is definitely a show. This is 6 episodes, so you're going to get, like 3 movies worth of a TV show, but it's not going to have movie quality cinematography. That being said, I think this one looks the most like episode 3 or more like an actual movie than any of the shows we've seen so far.
I agree.
There's a lot of different lighting shots and a lot of different scenes where I looked at it and went, no, this is quite cinematic. So, yeah, I'm excited for this.
I like just the whole message from the Inquisitor that's in the preview, where it's just like, I don't want to misquote it, but like, we're basically going to find Jedi by letting Jedi be Jedi. They won't be able to help themselves.
Right. You will follow their trail of kindness or of what they do to help others. And yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's solid.
That scene's pretty dark looking right there, because when she's saying those words, you see a pair of feet kind of hanging from the top of the screen. I mean, in my opinion, those are Jedi boots. Now, I think that, if the rumors are true, spoiler warning, folks, if you don't want to know anything about what's actually possibly going to happen, because a lot of stuff is coming out about what the series is. If you don't want to know anything, you want to go in fresh, you might want to just skip to the end, and next episode we'll be talking about Batman and everything like that. So, yeah, because I'm about to say some things. But 3, 2, 1, we're going to see some Padawans possibly get away from the Jedi Temple in Order 66 at the beginning of this show. And depending on what happens to those Padawans, I hear that one of them becomes an Inquisitor, and the other one just stays a Jedi on the run who's looking for Obi-Wan. Now, if those are Jedi boots that are hanging there, I think that this Inquisitor, who's I think the third sister, because the second sister was from, I think, the game, and she's the third sister.
I think, man, I have to go back and play that.
Or the second sister might have been from Rebels. Either she's from Jedi Fallen Order or she's from Rebels.
I think it's
Sorry,
from
folks.
Rebels.
We'll get these details, man. I gotta write them down.
I think it's from Rebels.
Right. Well, she's the third sister. Okay. Played by, I think, Moses Ingram. And, yeah, I think she's going to hang a freaking Padawan in the streets and pretty much kind of like say, where is he? Where is Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
Or they don't even know that it's Obi-Wan. They just know that there's a Jedi and they're looking for a Jedi.
Yeah, there's a Jedi around. Yeah.
There's something.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Moses Ingram, she looks great.
Yes.
I don't know if we're going to see her in a helmet, but if she stays helmetless, awesome.
Yeah.
And then we get, I forgot the actor's name, but he's from one of your favorite series of movies. Oh, God, what's his name? Damn it. He's from the Fast and the Furious movies. And he's playing the fifth brother. You seem very quiet.
I mean, once you say Fast and Furious, I'm just like, and then sometimes I just zone out. It's just like, man,
No worries.
whom are you speaking of?
He is the actor, I believe, who dies in one of the movies, and then there was a whole big old controversy.
You're talking about Sung Kang is the actor's name, and yeah, he's the dude that supposedly, dies, and then nope, that was all fake. He came back, but the point of them doing the thing was because he died, and
Hell of a show, folks. Hell of a show.
there's too many of those movies. I like how the cast list right now has just a bunch of question marks over people. Like, you don't know what they're playing, but they're going to show up. Because I did see the shot of, I'm going to get her name right, Indira Varma. Yeah, Indira Varma. Looks like she's in a little officer's uniform. She's the woman who played the wife of the snake in Game of Thrones, who was actually Pedro Pascal. So look at that. There she's.
Oh, cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
Nice.
So there was a quick shot of her.
Is that the same lady from Man of Steel who played Lara, Superman's mom?
No, that is. What's
Oh
her
yeah,
name?
no.
She was in Unfaithful, and I forget her name, but that's a different lady. That's a different woman. Right. Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
that's
but
gonna bug me. What's her name?
She looked cool.
I want to say Diane Lang. That might not be.
No, I'm not talking. Not Superman's mom. Not like Earth Mother. Talking.
Oh,
Krypton Mother.
Oh,
Actual
Krypton mother.
I think that might be the same lady.
Possibly.
I could be wrong. Could be wrong, folks. Sorry about that. Throwing a little bit of Marlon Brando for you. I bequeath you, my son.
You do what? Who else is in that trailer?
Damn it, man.
What?
Oh, you're looking it up.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look it up. Look it up. It's not in her filmography.
Then it's not her. Done. But back to Obi-Wan. We do see the Grand Inquisitor. And again, we were talking about that earlier. How he does not look like he does in Rebels.
Yeah. The Grand Inquisitor being played by, I just saw it. Oh,
The person who does not do the voice.
Rupert Friend.
Yes.
Rupert Friend is the Inquisitor. He was Hitman.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's how I recognize him. He was Hitman in the Hitman movie. In the other Hitman movie. Neither were very good, but
Right.
just play the games, folks. The games are awesome. Movie, not so much.
The voice was originally done by the guy who plays Draco Malfoy. Sorry, not Draco. Lucius Malfoy.
Ah, the father.
Yes, Jason
The father.
Isaacs.
Jason Isaacs, who's going to play Alfred in that Batman Unburied whenever that's coming out. Because I don't know, like, come on, Spotify. We did an episode. I'm waiting for it. I
Right.
don't know.
Oh, we definitely have a plane flying over, folks.
Plane. Plane time. Plane time.
Get your snakes off my plane.
I
So
feel
see,
the
that's
need,
a combination
the
of
need for speed.
that's a combination of snakes on a plane and Air Force One, folks. Get your snakes off my plane. It's a nice deep plane. Thank you for flying so low. But yes, Jason Isaacs was the original voice.
Kumail Nanjiani is supposed to be in this. Yeah. Kumail, I was looking at the cast list. Kumail Nanjiani is going to show. I'm saying that right. Kumail Nanjiani, who was just in Eternals. That's the last time we saw him. He's going to show up, but he's got a question mark, so we don't know who he's going to play yet.
Usually it's good to leave it at that, folks. It's like, let's find out what everybody's doing, why they're doing it, and what time they take a shit.
Right. Now, this is interesting. Ice Cube is on the cast list, and his son is also on the cast list. I'm wondering if somebody just got them confused, because Ice Cube doesn't even have a question mark under him. It's like, Ice Cube. Okay, yes, that's a picture of Ice Cube. I see that. But then there's O'Shea Jackson, has a question mark under him, and I know he's going to be in the show. But I'm like, is Ice Cube going to just pop up as well? That'd be cool. Ice Cube in space.
Stormtrooper.
Stormtrooper. A
A stormtrooper. A tropical stormtrooper.
A tropical stormtrooper.
Yeah. They have little coconut with umbrellas.
It's hard to drink with the helmet on, but we got to keep it on.
That's why you get that long, colorful straw. little twirly one. Makes the shape of a Mickey Mouse head. And there's your hidden Mickey for the show. Done.
So,
The fuck was I talking about?
if
Holy shit.
shot everybody. Ice Cube might be playing like a storm.
He might. Yeah.
Stormtrooper.
Well, I mean, there's so many people who played secret characters and hidden characters in the shows or in the movies, so they could be keeping that going. There was even a couple of comedians that were playing the speeder bike guys in Mandalorian season 1. So I forgot who they were, but we had Daniel Craig, James Bond himself, playing a stormtrooper in Force Awakens, and
Kevin Smith did the voice of a stormtrooper.
Did he?
Yes, Kevin Smith in it's either Rogue One or it's Force Awakens. Kevin Smith. Well, it's got to be. I think it's Force Awakens because I think he was talking about JJ. Let me do some shit. Yeah,
I know that
he gives
Rise
a command.
of Skywalker. Huh.
He gives a command or something as a stormtrooper. It's his voice. He's, we gotta go find over here and blah, blah, blah. Like he gives a command or something. Yeah.
In Rise of Skywalker, I know that Jay and Silent Bob end up walking by, but not as Jay and Silent Bob, of course. So, it might have just been Kevin Smith, but with a tall guy, and just had.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Having them walking by.
He loves to try to get Jason into everything, and why not? It's this guy. Yeah, why not?
But I remember him talking about them. Just there's a shot where you just see it hit a figure walk by, or two people walk by, and that's Kevin Smith. So
cool.
Yeah. So
we might see little Ice Cube, or maybe like, what if they go to a cantina and there's actually like gangster rap in Star Wars, and there's like, oh shit, look, y'all, there's Ice Cube. Even in a galaxy far, far away, we have one.
I mean, would you want that?
He's out there rapping in front of the stormtroopers saying, fuck the police.
It's called Fuck the Empire.
And it's okay, because the stormtroopers can't shoot him, because they can't shoot anything.
Right.
It's awesome.
So, yeah.
Talking about some of the cast.
Grand Inquisitor, going back to that, because he doesn't look the same, and who cares?
Rupert Friend. Yeah, I don't think he's got the teeth. I think he looks
he doesn't have the yellow eyes.
Yeah.
And that was one of the main things, but I guess maybe he's not as full Sith. He's not really embraced as much of the dark side yet, because this is before Rebels. So we know that the fifth brother's not going to die. We know that the Grand Inquisitor's not going to die. We don't know about the third sister, Moses Ingram. So we shall see.
We shall see.
But that's another thing about certain characters when you bring them in from a show that's, takes place after a certain show. You go, okay, well, there's no suspense with them because we don't know if they're going to die or not. Oh, wait, yeah, we do because they're in the next show. Okay, so yeah, there's no suspense. Yeah, but, I don't know. From what I hear also, because we do hear Darth Vader's voice at the end of this trailer.
Yeah, we get an inhale, we get a great inhale, we get a great exhale.
Yeah.
Nice little teasers like, hey, y'all, Vader's coming.
Supposedly we're not only getting one battle, but two between Obi-Wan and Vader.
Love it.
In this show.
Love it.
Yeah.
I've been saying
Should be good.
I've said it in past podcasts. I say it pretty much every time we talk. This Hayden's going to come back and shut a lot of people down.
Yeah, I think so. Especially with the
he's going to shut that talk down. Like, well, I can't do this. I can't act. My acting ruined Star Wars. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Okay. And now I get to just be mad because I'm fucking like Prime Vader, or starting to get on the road to Prime Vader. Like, yeah. Even though I feel like there's going to still be some confliction in him.
Oh yeah, well,
times, and we're going to be able to see that, which is cool. But yeah, Hayden's going to kill it.
With Return of the Jedi, when you had Luke saying, "Come with me," and he responds with, Obi-Wan once thought as you did. Now, in Revenge of the Sith, he never said, come with me. He just basically said, well, Palpatine is evil, and you're lost, and I failed you. But he's never, like, tried saying, like, you know, hey, you know what, just, like, hey, breathe a second, motherfucker, and just think about what you're doing. I'm not trying to fight you. But I will defend myself. Just can you just think about your training, all that different stuff.
I have the high ground, motherfucker. Don't do it.
Right. I have the high ground. That's about it. So
don't do it.
It's leaving it open for this fight that he's going to have with Vader. I think maybe he's going to, like, the first fight's going to be, oh shit, that guy, he's going to discover that this guy, this man in black, is Vader. This is Anakin. And then the second fight is going to be him trying to bring him back over to the good, to the light side.
Yeah, in hindsight, Obi-Wan, fucking, they're fighting. They're fighting. I have the high ground. He makes his move. He fucking, then he leaves him there. Don't try to, like, pick him up and still try to, like, save him. You just leave him there, huh? I'm just thinking about.
I'm pretty sure really that if he went down there to try and grab him, that Anakin would have just tried to grab him and pull him into the lava or something.
Yeah, he was.
He just like, I'm bringing you with.
I hate you. It's like, well, I can't do anything with that. Like,
yeah, he saw his eyes turn absolutely yellow and just went, oh yeah, no, you're lost.
Yeah, once he kills the fucking younglings, that's game over, pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. All right.
So either way, I'm excited for this show.
I think this is going to be a really good show.
I'm sure we're going to get another trailer. Most likely May the 4th, I'm guessing, because, well,
because
Star Wars Day, folks.
Right.
And that's just, that's 21 days before the show drops. So it's on the way. And
I'm just excited that we're here. They've been talking about Ewan McGregor reprising Obi-Wan since the original, not the original, but since the episodes 1, 2, and 3 ended.
Oh yeah,
they were like, "Oh, when's it going to come back?" And that was years ago. So I'm just glad
they did talk about how this originally was going to be a movie, and for years it was planned on as a movie, and then they thought, okay, I guess with the overwhelming success of the Solo movie, they decided not to make it a movie, and then just kind of went the show route. Once they started doing Mandalorian and everything, they were like, okay, yeah, we're going to do a whole bunch of stuff, and Obi-Wan is one of them. So, yeah.
I'm almost ready to sit down and watch Solo again. I'm almost ready to sit down and watch the whole run of the Star... Actually, maybe that's what I'll do. Since I don't own the last 2 Star Wars movies or Solo, maybe since I'm going to add those to the collection, maybe that's when I'll go back and watch the movies again. Not necessarily in order, just, probably watch them in the order they came out instead of, like, chronological order. So,
oh yeah,
just so I could watch the progression of the story, film-wise and all that shit.
Or you can go the full chronological order and watch everything.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. That takes
episode 1, episode 2, then go into Clone Wars.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna do the movies. I'm not gonna do the shows. It's good, but I'm like, no, I'm just gonna do the movies. Like one day I'll do that, sure, but yeah, no.
It's hard to do. It's hard to watch episode 1 and episode 2.
I know it's a lot,
and then it's hard to watch Solo. There's a lot in between when it comes to Clone Wars. Yeah, no. Movie wise, it's fun to do. I actually, I started watching Solo, and then I stopped watching Solo, and then I just went straight to Rogue One because it's like
just do what I do. Just watch all the fucking Donald Glover scenes, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I was disappointed in myself. I didn't even get to him.
Then watch the fucking spoiler, everybody. Then watch the Darth Maul. Watch when Darth Maul shows up, and then you'll be fine.
Right.
That's what I do.
Nice.
Final thoughts. Yeah, I think Obi-Wan's gonna kill it.
Yeah.
I think this is gonna kill it. I think this is gonna be, I think the storytelling is gonna be great. I think we're gonna see some stuff that's going to get people, like, if people are off the Star Wars kind of wagon where they're just like, we're kind of done with this whole thing. I think this is going to kind of put people back on board for a little bit.
Yeah.
I think this is the one. And I think some people have been waiting for this show where it's just like, Mandalorian, man, kind of interested, man. Book of Boba Fett, man. Obi-Wan show? Finally, sure. I'm on board.
Right.
So,
I am too. Can't wait for this.
fantastic.
Yeah. So that was a matinee minute for you folks.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing a lot of these.
Hope you enjoyed your lunch break. Now you go back in and clock back in and go be a slave to the man.
That's right.
Unless you like really love your job or you own your own thing or you're working from home or whatever the case, you might not be working at all. But, hey, whatever you're doing for the rest of the day, have fun.
That's right.
Try to.
Or evening. They could be listening to this at night. So,
Right.
sleep well if you want to listen to us before you go to sleep. We understand.
Glad we could tuck you in. How about that?
That's right.
There you go.
Or wake you up. See, there's so many options when you can listen to us.
Facts.
Very true. All right, folks. Main episode. Next, we will be talking about a lot of things that came out, catching up with what we didn't talk about when it comes to Super Bowl, mainly trailers. And we're going to talk a little bit about the Batman.
We're going to talk about the Batman.
That came out.
Yeah, it did. It came out doing pretty well. Lot of interesting reviews. A lot of interesting mixed reviews that I've heard. But of the mixed reviews that I've heard, I can understand some of them, but it didn't take me away from the movie. It took a lot of people out of the movie. It didn't take me out of the movie. I'll say that.
Right.
Yep.
Definitely.
Cool.
All right, man. Well, good talking to you. And
Good talking to you.
We will talk to all of you very soon. So, as Akili always says, be good to each other.
Yeah.
And love each other.
Yeah.
And I'm going to add in, don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
I am Justin.
I am Akili.
Take care, folks.
Peace. Ice Cube in space.